a girl a-running in a group. She had a high-speed motor in a 40 Ford coupe. She had a racing cam and a supercharged. Look at Buddy, hot rod at large. She's a hot rod. She's a hot rod. She's my hot rod.
Good morning, Big George. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Big George. Many more to you. Hey, this is Leon from Lowell High School down in Lowell, Indiana. We got
I thought
update you.
I thought it was Neil Simon. I thought it was the great singer, Rudy Valley. I thought
You've got birthdays, anniversaries, you and T-Rex. You got a lot going on today, Big George. Congratulations on it all.
Oh, we're rocking today, boy. We're going to head out to Blue Top.
Rocking and rolling.
We're going to head out to the Blue Top and just eat my way to fame and fortune.
Hey, I'm going to join you. I'll buy you a burger, George.
Absolutely. I'm in. You'll be one of the 20
all right.
I'm going to have. Leon, you're the best. Thanks, buddy.
All right.
Thanks for calling. All right, you're on with the car guy. Hello, you're on with the car guy. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Say, I have a question for you.
Absolutely.
94 Ford F-150, and I have a donut gasket that's leaking on it. Or rate at that. Why? What kind of money should I look at for getting that repaired?
Here's the problem. The problem with is at 94 years, I mean, it's the 1994, you're going to have a lot of rusted bolts. Now, that donut gasket, let's hope everything comes out all right. Otherwise, you got to heat it, you got to drill it. Sometimes you got to put new bolts, you got to rethread it. A simple donut takes 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Okay? Is this a 6 or a V8?
Right.
Is this a 6-cylinder or a V8?
It's a V8. It's a 5.0.
Okay.
V8.
Well, you probably want to loosen both of them to get it seated right, but you don't have to. You can just loosen the one, pry it down a little bit, and get a donut in there if the bolts come loose. If the bolts don't come loose, then you got a little bit of grief. Then you got to get the extractors out, or somehow get the studs out of it'll be a stud. It'll be 2 studs sticking down, or 3, depending on the year of the engine. I got to think, but there's always at least 2. And you got to hope the nuts come off. I would soak them. I would leave the car sit for a day and just soak it with some PB blaster, or some rust buster, or something like that, and just keep soaking those threads. Because man, you gotta pray that those things come out. Yeah, because otherwise it becomes a simple 10-minute job becomes a 3-hour debacle.
Right.
That's where the money comes in when you take it into a shop. Guy, I wouldn't even quote you on that because it's a 94. I'd tell you I gotta take the bolts out first. Then I'll tell you how much it's going to cost.
Okay.
Because that's just time and material.
I see.
Yeah, sorry about that, buddy. I wish I had better news for you.
I don't want to. Yeah, I thought about doing it myself, and
well, it's not that bad a job, but then you're gonna. It's Murphy's Law. Okay, you run into something, it's gonna happen to you, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just the way it's going to be.
There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, so good. Good luck, or take it into a shop and be prepared to give them a couple of bucks. They're going to spend a couple hours on it probably if the bolts don't come out. If you get lucky and those bolts come out, you want to do the guy a favor before you take it in for a couple of days when it's sitting there, when it's not hot. Now, don't spray anything on it when it's hot, but when it's not hot or anything, you just spray those bolts under there and let them soak.
Okay.
With Lockies or anything to eat that rust to see if you can get it going.
Okay.
All right, buddy.
All right, I'll do that then.
Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Good luck.
Bye.
Yeah, that job. That's one of those jobs that's 10 minutes or 3 hours, whichever comes first. I hate that, but you know what? It happens, and it's part of the business. That's what happens. Delphi, I wanted to do this. You remember Delphi? The people that brought you Ignition Gate. They only killed a couple of hundred. That's not bad. Well, about 150 or 60 or 70 that we know of. Anyway, Delphi has said it will develop a new gasoline technology to match the fuel economy and power of the European diesels that are going by the wayside over there. And they are, because they all stink. They all pollute the air. Nobody's got a diesel that's clean enough to run. They all got defeat devices, or they got some kind of cheating going on. Well, it is the way it is. Their emission regulations in Europe are going up just like ours are, and they can't meet them. Delphi certainly has a lot of irons in the fire. If you think about it, Delphi is trying to build driverless technology, and they're going to build this new technology that's going to match for the trucks and stuff. They're going to make them really, really powerful and good mileage like a diesel. Well, guess what? Good luck. That's all I can say. Chinese vehicle maker, Great Wall. That's a true story, the name of the company, okay? I mean, don't look at me in that tone of voice, T-Rex. Great Wall is actually the name of that company. Anyway, they claim that they want to be the world's biggest sport utility brand. And their first step, they want to buy Jeep from Fiat Chrysler. They want to buy the Jeep brand to be a sport utility. FCA has been looking for a partner for a long time. I don't know that they'll sell them, or will they merge with them? I don't know. Can you merge with a communist? I don't know. I suppose we have free trade with China. There's going to be a lot of tariffs going on that they didn't have before because the fat cats are out of their deals in Washington. But yeah, China, you're going to have to pay more to bring cars in here. I don't know. I've never seen a Great Wall. Anybody seen a Great Wall car? I've never seen a car that said Great Wall on the back of it, so I couldn't tell you. I've never laid eyes on one. I've never laid eyes on a BID either. That's another Chinese company, BYD, BID. We'll see what happens. If they're going to buy Jeep, they're going to buy Jeep. They'll have to start doing business over here. That's all there is to it. Ford will debut their hybrid Escapes and full-size SUVs in 2019 because they are investing $4.5 billion in the project. That's billion with a B. Where do they get all this dough? My God. Of course, Ford hasn't had all the recalls that some of these other guys have. There's no ignition gate, and there's no stinky gate, and there's no explodomatic Jeeps. I mean, come on. Here's some more news from the garage. GM's OnStar division is assisting stranded and endangered drivers in South Texas, where the flooding is, with pinpointing locations and giving out escape routes. Good for OnStar, man. Giving it back. I think that's great. They're helping out with Hurricane Harvey, blah, blah, blah. They're people that have the OnStar programs are finding out how or when, or they're getting them rescued. They're pinpointing where they are so the rescue boat can come and get them. God bless you, OnStar. Go to work. I love it. GM will break ground on a brand new design studio with a $1 billion investment right here in Detroit, Michigan. Ha, ha, ha. A great move by the all-American car maker, for sure. For sure, it's a great move. This is what we want. We want the jobs here. Buy here, work here, build here. That's all that you just got to remember. All of that. Do you remember? I don't remember how long ago it was. About a month ago, I reported about a strike in South Korea by the Kia and Hyundai manufacturers in the plants. They had a strike going on. Well. We will. The strike, this Hyundai strike, a South Korean court last week ordered Kia to pay its workers 420 billion won. I don't know how much that is, but it's a lot. It's about 300 and some million dollars, something. Who cares? It's won. They're not paying them in dollars. They're paying them in won. W-O-N. Say won. How much do I won? The Korean version of the UAW had originally asked for 1 trillion won. $1 trillion. Jeez. Those kind of numbers give me a headache. That's a ton of won. T-Rex, don't look at me in that tone of voice. The U.S. House of Representatives will vote next week on a sweeping proposal to speed up the autonomous driving vehicle development and keep the states from hindering it. The bill, let me explain that to you. The bill is such that it's going to open the doors for different car companies that want to make autonomous driving, self-driving cars, autonomous, safe cars. Hopefully they're safe. We try. But this is their deal. And the government, the state, U.S. House of Representatives already looked into it, and they got a bill for it. And they're going to send it to the Senate. And they're going to make sure that certain states, like Illinois, can't say, okay, no autonomous driving experiments in this state. Go somewhere else. We don't want you driving cars on our roads with nobody driving them. That's just the way it's going to be. Well, they want to prevent that. And they are. They're going to prevent it. Trust me. Oh, my. You know what? I got 2 good stories here. I'll give you another one, though. Ford and Domino's Pizza are the latest oddball marriage in our car business. A self-driving Ford Fusion hybrid will deliver your pizza pie. with nobody in it. Oh, yeah. You order it up, and here comes your pizza pie down the street. It's a funny-looking car, so you'll know it's your pizza pie. This car comes complete with a credit card swiping machine attached to the outside for payment. What you do is you walk up, you swipe your credit card, you punch your numbers in, you sign it, and the window opens, and out comes your pizza. Hello, George Jetson. Come on.
Hey, George, it's Tom from Westville.
Hey, what's happening?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey. Well, I got a couple things. One thing you're talking about the internal combustion, or the Mazda engine that's not internal combustion. That I find it rather interesting because in Europe, they're trying to get rid of the internal combustion engine, which I think this engine does take off. Man, it'll change everything. It'll change a lot of different things.
Oh, absolutely. They won't need the diesels. The diesels, that's the problem. They can't make the diesels pass the emission standards. They can't get them past the standards. So everybody's scrambling, trying to come up with something. And then this deal with Mazda, can you imagine, though, a diesel operation on gas? The way they do that, gas is so much more volatile.
But true.
I don't know.
And then the other thing, and then the other thing I was going to add to a couple other things. One thing too, with the flood, with the hurricane, with these cars that have been basically destroyed, are they going to end up getting into the market and in the used car market, or are they going to be totaled out?
Oh yeah, Tom, they certainly are, man. Here's the deal, and we were gonna cover this right after the break, but I'll start with it now because you asked. This deal is. There's one or two states up here out west where they can take those cars and retitle them, and they'll give them a clean title. It won't say insurance salvage title. It won't say rebuilt. It won't say anything like that. It'll just be a regular title. Then they'll bring them here to Illinois and Indiana and sell them on the side of the road.
Yeah, people aren't going to know.
No, well, unless they take it somewhere. We had, after that, what was it, Hurricane Sandy out in New York or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had one about a month and a half ago that we use car inspection on, and my guy went up under, he said it just smelled funny, the dash did, the carpeting and that, so he got up under the dash, and he said there was rust in places that he'd never seen rust before. That car had been flooded bad.
Yeah, because I was wondering about that, all these cars, they've been, underwater like that, where are they gonna end up going?
Oh, yeah, well, a lot of them will get crushed, but a whole bunch of them, there are some unscrupulous guys out there that will buy them, clean them up, spray a bunch of perfume in them so they stink good, and sell them to you and me as soon as they can get a clean title. You got to watch. That's why I always tell people, never, ever buy a car on the side of the road, Tom. If it says for sale and it's on the side of the road, there's something wrong with it. I'm sorry. If the guy's not especially if it's not in front of his house.
Right. Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know what I'm saying?
Like these side lots.
Oh yeah, they find a vacant business or something, and they park it in the lot with a for sale sign, and you find out the guy's from another state, and he blah blah blah. Once you give him the cash, there goes you can't never find him again.
Right. I do got a mechanical. I got a question about a car in the family that we have. We have a car in the family, a 2012 Ford Focus. And I had the P0420 in code with the bank one catalytic inefficiency.
Right.
And now what I did is I did a few tests on it. I did I took the outlet temperature of the inlet and outlet temperature of the converter. I forgot hot. I had like about 350 on the inlet, but my outlet was like 250.
Yeah, your converter's no good. Your converter's no good. It's got to be a couple hundred degrees hotter.
Yeah, it's supposed to be hotter. And the other thing I did a double check on the O2 sensor on the bank on the one that's on the outside of the converter.
Okay.
And that was my voltage reading. I use a voltmeter. It stayed pretty constant at like 0.6 volts. It wasn't jumping around.
Well, that's because it's dead. That's because it's dead because nothing's changing, Tom. Your actual exhaust should fluctuate, but yours isn't.
Okay, because I know. Okay, so I didn't have I'm bidirectional standstill, so I can't check the other O2 sensor that's right between the intake manifold and the converter. But I know that one, that one I know. I'm assuming that one's okay. Because that code doesn't have that code is strictly because I have no other code on the engine.
Yeah,
it's just that one code. So and that didn't say anything about the sensor between the intake manifold and the converter. It just it mentioned the other one.
Right. Well, it sets that code. It sets that 420 because of that downstream O2 is stuck.
Yeah.
Because it's stuck because the converter's no good.
Okay, so on my volt, you're pretty confident that's going to be the converter?
Absolutely. Especially if it's colder.
Because I know it.
If it's colder coming out than going in, Tom, it's bad.
Okay. Because I know we found out too that the car has just under 80,000. So I called the Ford dealer, which is very interesting. And somebody cued me in on this that's actually covered under warranty.
Yeah, you could get a warranty on that. Sure. There's a whole bunch of them like that. That's a good deal.
Yeah.
Get her in and get her fixed, man, before she turns over. It gets too many miles on her.
You're right. Yeah, I made the appointment. I got an appointment next week on the vehicle.
There you go, buddy. You'll end up paying some You'll end up paying some testing, but you'll probably save $1,000 in converter.
Yeah. Well, what they told me at the dealership was that, of course, they charge that noxious. But I said if it's the converter, then it's covered under the emission warranty, so I won't have to pay anything at all.
Well, explain to them it's colder. It's colder coming out than it is going in. They'll know. They'll know for sure.
Okay.
Good deal, Tom. Thanks for calling, buddy. We're up against the break. I'll talk to you next week, buddy. Thank you.